What if all the Genshin Impact characters, for each weapon type, had a war? By that, I mean all the characters, of every weapon, like sword for example, had to work together, to defeat the characters, of every other, weapon variation, in a war setting. Which team will end up winning, and what are the factors to consider, that can result in a team, potentially losing, or winning? It begins, as the host of the game, A, summons every vision holder, Archon, and the Traveler, to her plane of Uthymia. Inside, there is an exact copy of Mondstadt, Li Wei, and Inazuma. She announces a competition, that they will play. They will have to work together, with the other people, who uses the same type of weaponism, and after 1 hour, all the teams will have a war. The team, that manages to outlive them all, will be crowned as the victor. They are allowed to use outside help, that were not actual people, like the Jade Chamber for example, and then finally, Raiden, will not be participating, but the other Archons will be, because she's the host, and the team Raiden will be on, will end up being too overpowered. Now, let's begin analyzing the teams. For Team Sword, the characters are, Albedo, Bennett, Jean, Kazuha, Karya, Ayaka, Kei-Ching, Chichi, Xingqiu, and the Traveler. I would say the members of the team, have above average fighting strength, as most of them, trained from just a young age, like Ayaka, Jean, and Kei-Ching. The carries of the team, will be Albedo, and the Traveler, as they are very strong in the lore, with Albedo mastering Kimia, and the Traveler, being the literal main character. Xingqiu, might volunteer himself, to be the one who strategizes, and make plans for the team. I also think they will have, good communication, because the Traveler is there, and because their personalities, do not clash with each other. The weakness of the team, is sadly that Bennett, might give them bad luck, and that they do lack some shielders, but it's an overall, great composition. Next we have the Catalyst team. It consists of Barbara, Klee, Lisa, Mona, Ningguang, Yae Miko, Kokomi, Yanfei, and Sucrose. Although they are not particularly, the best fighters, they are extremely intelligent, and their unique talents, and skills, will make up for the fact, that they are not the best warriors. Kokomi, is very good at strategizing, and mastered the art of war, that could possibly lead them to victory. Mona, can predict the future, and they can easily, utilize it to their advantage. She can also teleport them, out of unfavorable situations. Ningguang, is rich, and can use the Jade Chamber, to help them in combat, as it is allowed. Then Klee, Lisa, and Yae Miko, can be extremely powerful, if they get serious, and do actually unleash their power. This team will rely on strategies, and in targeting the weakness, of their opponents, not just do, oonga boonga damage. The weakness of this team, is that they are likely fragile, as they are catalyst users, and might be greatly damaged, if hit directly. They also will likely lose, when in face-to-face combat. Next, we have the Bow team, consisting of Aloy, Amber, Gunyu, Fischl, Diona, Goro, Sarah, Child, Venti, and Yoimiya. Firstly, I would have to say that the bow weapon type, is probably the most beneficial, out of all the weapons, reasons being, 3, out of the 5 weapons, rely on close range, to attack. This team, is also probably the most experienced, in a war scenario. Sarah, and Goro, are generals of an army, and are pretty good at strategizing, and leading their group. Gunyu, Child, and Venti, are going to be the carries of the team. Gunyu, fought in the Archon War, and is half Adeptus. She could also be a good support, by what we saw of her in the Osaya fight. Child, is a Harbinger, has a delusion, and trained in the Abyss, when he was just very young. He can also transform into his foul legacy form. Venti, is an Archon, and note, I'm measuring an Archon's strength, by how strong they are currently, so no, he won't be able to slice mountains in half. He is still very powerful though, and could give his team, extra mobility, by allowing them to glide through the area. He could also gather the other competitors, using his winged storms. They also have Uz, to help them scout the area, and the other bow characters, will provide very good extra damage, especially Yoimiya's, strong, and destructive fireworks. Then finally, Diona, will handle all the healing, and shielding of their team. I would say, this is the most complete team so far, as they have strategists, great fighters, shielder, mobility support, and healer. Next, it's the Claymore team, with Ito, Bido, Chongyun, Diluc, Eula, Noel, Razor, Sayu, and Xin Yan. They can utilize Bido's ship, the Alcor, in the war, which means they can take advantage of the sea and waters. The MVPs of the team will be more equally split compared to the other groups, but I think Bido, Diluc, and Eula will be the most outstanding members. Razor and Ito will also contribute a lot to the team, as they have shown to be pretty strong in the lore when angered. Well, actually, we haven't seen Ito totally angry at all, so maybe he can get a lot more stronger. Noelle have also proven herself to have incredibly strong strength, and not only can she be able to just deal huge amounts of damage, she can also heal and shield her team. Then Sayu will be able to spy and gather intel for them. The weakness of this team is that they lack a character who specializes in intelligence or strategies, so they probably won't think of the best plan ever. They might also have a hard time communicating, as Razor can sometimes not understand them, and some of their personalities don't exactly go well together. And then finally, for the Polearm team, we have Hu Tao, Rosaria, Toma, Xiangling, Xiao, Zhongli, Shenhe, and Yun Jin. This is a very interesting combination of characters, and noticeably, most of them are from Liyue. Raiden is not included here, because she's the host, in balancing reasons. The carries or MVPs of this team are Shenhe, Xiao, and Zhongli. Do I even have to explain why? Shenhe was trained by the Adeptus back when she was still young. Xiao is an Adeptus and fought in the Archon War, and then Zhongli is the Prime Adeptus and is an Archon. But keep in mind, I'm measuring his strength by how strong he is currently, so he won't be able to just summon thousands of giant lances from the sky, like in the past. The problem of this team is Xiao might not want to talk to them, is what I would have said if Zhongli, Xiangling, and Hu Tao weren't also there, but since they are, he will probably listen to their strategies. Other than Rosaria and the three I just mentioned, the other characters are just average, and some are even below average when it comes to fighting, so that will be a problem. They also don't have any healers at all, but they do have 2 shielders, so it's not too bad. For this team, they will probably specialize in surprising the enemies first and doing sneak attacks. And that is all the teams introduced and analyzed. Which team do you think will win and lose in the war? Comment down below. For me personally, I think the winner is between Team Catalyst and Team Polearm. Let me explain. Team Catalyst's biggest advantage is probably the Jade Chamber, as it is very useful. So what if their plan is to eliminate the other competitors by raining down all of their attacks from the chamber towards the competitors on the grounds? This will deal a lot of destructive damage, and most characters would not be able to reach them, as they are very high up. Mona can use her foresight and tell them to dodge the incoming attack, and if they do get hit, Barbara can easily heal them back to full health. It's the perfect strategy, and they could be first because of this, but I think the Polearm team will actually be able to counter their plan. Xiao can teleport to the Jade Chamber and easily slash and eliminate everyone there. If he's unavailable, Shenhe can use Ayaka's burst, and I think it's big enough where it will be able to hit the chamber and make it fall down. And then their last option, Zhongli, can just summon a meteor that is strong enough to fully destroy the chamber, forcing all of them to go down. Even if Mona can predict it, there isn't much they can do to prevent the building from getting destroyed. So yeah, I think the Polearm team will be first, because Zhongli, Shenhe, and Xiao are all just so strong together, even with me removing Raiden. For second place, I put the Catalyst team, for their strategies, foresight, and powerful characters. For third place, I think it will be the Bow team, which pains me, because their composition was extremely good. I placed them here, because Child has a limit on his foul legacy form. Gunyu hasn't shown her strength yet in the lore, and this one Venti scene, where Venti got destroyed by Sin Nyora. But I do think this team can still get first, especially with 2 generals leading them. For fourth place, it's the Sword team, because although Traveler is extremely powerful, I think he tends to do better in a one-on-one setting instead of a group and also because I just think other teams have more strength potential, with them having Archons, Gods, Adeptus, and Klee. And now sadly, for 5th place, I put the Claymore team, which doesn't mean they're a bad group at all. They just lack more outstandingly powerful characters in the lore. But it's not like they will get swept. They can definitely hold their own, and possibly even challenge the strength of a God or Adeptus. And that is my ranking. How would you place the teams? What parts do you agree or disagree with? Comment down below. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and like. Bye.